Other venue like it. Welcome inside the Grand Theater. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And here he is in the flesh, Terrence Bud Crawford. Up against them, Roy Jones Jr., 180 centimeters tall, and weighed in at 159 on the dot.
Todd, this is well anticipated. I'm so looking forward to this.
And here he is, Bud Terrence Crawford, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He also can crack at welterweight, one of the best to ever do it. Here is Roy Jones Jr. from Pensacola, Florida. I'm from about 30 miles away, Bay Minette, Alabama. I've been hearing about this guy for over 10 years, and boy, has he backed up all that hype.
This is going to be an intense stare before the fight starts.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing the newly crowned champion, holding a record of 22 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the young, undefeated, and newly crowned IBF middleweight champion of the world, known as Captain Hook, introducing Roy Jones Jr.
We welcome you to this beautiful theater where every seat has been sold, but the fans will only need the edge.
This is an absolute pleasure to be here. You're going to see all the action, and you can say, I was there. This is just one of those places.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. And here we go. We're expecting an all-action slugfest. The jab doesn't quite connect. They're both trying for a knockout. Welcome inside this unique environment, a beautiful theater, ready for a fist fight.
You're getting everything tonight, and you know what? When you're in a theater, you know you've got to perform. There's no cutting corners. There's no making up excuses, because you're going to be so transparent, all laid out there.
Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. He missed with that jab. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That jab doesn't score. Well done with that counter shot. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. The jab doesn't quite connect. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bro, ring away. You walk back to...
Let him back into the fight.
What do we expect to see here in round 2? So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
If you're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
A swing and a miss with that jab. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
They exchange punches. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that...
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the corner man's got to put a fight.
Come on, you're better than that.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They threw the hook, it didn't land. Has to be careful for that receipt, it's always coming. These two fighters are made for one another. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Catch and shoot. Nice counter. And he just misses with that jab. Can't score with that jab. Nice counter shot. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
You gotta take that confidence away. Go out and... Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? Relax now. I don't want you to load up.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Missed him with that uppercut. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. And he scores with the counter. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
He threw a punch and just got countered. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Every second, every minute of...
Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Swing and a miss with that jab. Good counter punch. Miss with that jab. How about that time counter shot? In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around her. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Incredible work rate. A perfect counter shot. Can't find a home with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get your mind back, get your focus back, get that jab back. Okay, I'm happy. I like that round.
On to the 6th round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure.
Oh my word, down goes RJJ. I want to see that again, but from a different angle.
A shot from the gun took him out.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight's capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen, now it's down for them doing their job. But get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Don't forget the jab. Okay, now you're switching off. You're starting to make mistakes. You're switching off.
Just keep him on the end of your jab. You're getting your...
Get your focus back. Get that jab back. Just box in. Be smart.
Start sticking a few body shots in there.
Here we go. It's round 7. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? No rest for the weary. Beautiful counter punch. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily... Hold that thought! Crawford in trouble. Disaster averted.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do you do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Can't score with that right uppercut. Just misses with that jab. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what? Next round, you're getting it. You're going to get it. Kitchen sink.
You're thinking. You're smart. You're together.
You getting soft on me?
Forget the jab and don't get carried away. Think about the defense on the end and what
Everything in the bag, and now you're going to let him back into it. You're starting to make mistakes, and you're switching off. I need you to switch back on. Get focused.
And we enter the 8th round. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Holding nothing back here in the round. Perfect counter lands. Nice slip to avoid the jab. people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that,
Oh my God, Johnny! Roy Jones Jr., believe it or not, may want to take a knee here. How did they not go down?
got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make the...
Oh my God, Johnny! Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. And down goes Jones Jr. Now that is a massive knockdown. Let's take it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come to me.
So the judges can't make up their mind. It is a draw. No winners and no losers here.
A draw. Ooh, listen to that crowd. Nobody's happy with that. Why? Because the build-up was ridiculous. The things that were said were ridiculous. But these two fighters were evenly matched. And this is why we got a draw. One thing is for certain, we're going to do it all over again.